Welcome to the AI and Future of Work podcast. I'm Marcus Chen, joined by Sofia Rodriguez. Today we're diving deep into always-on agency. Build an AI-driven asynchronous support and upsell agent for nomads and how it can transform your life as a digital nomad. If you want to work smarter, earn more, and reclaim your time through AI, you're in the right place. Let's get into it.
Let's make this actually work for you. Today, we promise a practical weekend build, a lightweight agent that handles client triage, drafts replies, escalates when needed, and spots ethical upsell moments, all with human-in-the-loop safety. We'll focus on privacy, SLA rules, and avoiding tone drift.
Quick hook. Imagine a freelance designer named Lena. Before, she spent 12 hours a week on support, missed follow-up upsells, and lost evenings to time zone catch-ups. After, an always-on agent saved her 8 hours a week and helped surface a single upsell sequence that raised average client revenue by 15%, an extra $300 per client per month. That's real time and real money reclaimed. This changes everything for nomads.
Curious. That vignette is exactly the promise. Not magic, but design. Today, we'll walk through measurable metrics to track: response time spent on support, escalation rate, upsell conversion, and revenue per client. We'll also keep a close eye on client privacy and consent. Start small, but think big.
Section 1. The current problem. Many nomads face the same pattern: repetitive questions, slow turnaround that kills momentum, and missed revenue opportunities because no one is watching for upsell signals. Common metrics you can track today: average first response time, percent of requests resolved without human touch, and number of upsell suggestions issued. If your first response time is over 24 hours, you're leaving conversions on the table.
And the human cost is real. Burnout from constant context switching, broken boundaries when clients expect instant replies, and a creeping scope expansion where small asks turn into unpaid work. Empathy check. If you're nodding, know we'll give a practical route out. Measure weekly support hours before automation and set a target. For many nomads, cutting support by 50% is achievable with a tight agent.
Section 2. The AI solution and architecture. At a high level, design a small, privacy-first agent with 4 components: intent classifier, response generator, human handoff logic, and an upsell detector. The intent classifier sorts messages into categories like billing, bug, feature request, or urgent. The response generator drafts tone-matched replies and suggested templates. Human handoff uses confidence thresholds and SLA rules. The upsell detector watches for signals, upgrade interest, feature mentions, or recurring needs, and surfaces phrasing for a human-approved upsell.
From an ethics and SLA perspective, set explicit guardrails. Never send contract changes or pricing increases without human approval. Always redact personal data before sending context to third-party models, and log every automated reply for 30 days for review. Define your SLA. For low-confidence items, route to human within 2 business hours. For high confidence, auto-send with a clear opt-out and a touchpoint confirming the reply came from an assistant.
Tool and stack comparisons. Let's compare 3 decisions you'll make. First, model hosting. Local LLM versus hosted APIs. Local models reduce third-party exposure and costs at scale, but require more setup and resource management. Hosted APIs are faster to deploy and often higher quality out of the box. Second, automation layer. Zapier Make versus webhook flows or a small serverless function. No-code platforms accelerate iteration, while webhooks give you tighter control and lower long-term cost. Third, context store. A vector DB for long-term memory versus a short context window. Vectors are powerful for client history and personalization, but add operational complexity and privacy considerations.
Cost and risk primer. A hosted API plus Zapier can be deployed for under $100 initially and scale to a few hundred a month. Local hosting raises the threshold, but can be cheaper at scale and keeps data on devices you control. Whatever you choose, redact PII and encrypt context stores. Keep an audit log and rotate review cycles during the first 30 days.
Section 3. Step-by-step implementation. Here's the exact prompt or stock we recommend if you want a weekend deploy. Use a hosted API for the generator, a simple intent classifier model, can be a small fine-tuned classifier or zero-shot prompt, and a no-code automation tool for message routing. Example flow. Incoming message to webhook to intent classifier. If high confidence and template exists, generate reply to send draft to client channel or auto-send based on SLA. If no confidence, create a human task with suggested draft and context. Exact prompts to drop in. Intent classifier prompt. Classify this client message into one of billing, technical issue, request, upsell interest, scheduling, other. Return only the label and a confidence score between 0 and 1. Response generator system prompt. You are an assistant that writes concise, brand-voiced replies for a solo creative freelancer. Tone, friendly, professional, and helpful. Include one clear next action and an optional upsell suggestion when relevant. Do not include sensitive client data. If data is present, request safe redaction.
Escalation trigger example. If intent confidence less than 0.7 or category is urgent or message contains the words not working, refund, legal, route to human immediately and generate a suggested reply with suggested priority high in the header. Upsell phrasing template. If the client mentions scaling, growth, or repeated work, propose a one-sentence upgrade. If you'd like, I can package this as an ongoing service for X dollars per month with Y benefits. Want me to send details? Always include a human approval step before sending pricing.
No-code flow to deploy in a weekend. 1. Connect your message inbox to Zapier Make. 2. Send incoming text to an intent classification endpoint. 3. Based on label and confidence, route to either draft generation or a human task. 4. Store conversation context in an encrypted Google Sheet or small vector DB for personalization. 5. Add a human approval step for low confidence or pricing messages. Test with a handful of clients for 2 weeks before broad rollout.
Real Nomad results. 2 short case studies. Case 1. Lena, the designer. Baseline, 12 support hours per week. Average client retainer, $2,000. After, agent handled low complexity tickets, reduced support to 4 hours per week, saving 8 hours. Upsell sequence converted for 20% of clients, raising ARR by $300 per converted client. If Lena had 10 clients and converted 2, that's $600 per month extra, equals $7,200 per year. Case 2. Omar, the developer. Baseline, 8 hours per week on ops tickets. After automations and quick human handoffs, support fell to 3 hours per week, and SLA improved, leading to better retention and a 10% increase in renewal rate.
Concrete KPI math. Hours saved per week times billable rate equals recovered revenue per week. Example, 8 hours saved times $60 per hour equals $480 per week, about $1,920 per month. Add average upsell lift, 15% on $2,000 equals $300, and the agent quickly pays for itself in 1 to 3 months for most solo businesses. Here's the exact prompt stack again if you missed it. Classifier prompt, system prompt for generator, escrow human review step, and encrypted context store.
Potential pitfalls and mitigations. Top risks are over-automation that breaks tone or contracts, exposing sensitive client data, and misclassifications that miss urgent issues. Mitigations. Keep human-in-loop escalation thresholds, redact PII before sending to external models, and implement confidence scoring that forces human review when low. Review logs daily for the first 30 days and set a 4-week cadence for tone adjustments. Start with templates that mirror your brand voice to avoid tone drift.
Final tips before the CTA. Document every rule in plain language. Add a client-facing disclosure like, some replies may be assisted by an automation that drafts responses for faster turnaround, and keep a clear human approval path for any financial or contractual language. Automate the ordinary, amplify the extraordinary.
Ready to build it? We've packaged a ready-to-use agent template, the exact prompts we quoted, and an ethical checklist so you can deploy responsibly. Use these as a starting point and customize voice, pricing, and SLA values for your practice. Start small, test, and iterate.
Head to nomadlifesuccess.com/AI tools to download the agent template, prompts, and our ethical checklist. There you'll find a weekend deployment guide, a comparison matrix for local versus hosted stacks, and the sample Zapier/make flows we mentioned. Subscribe for updates and case study templates you can drop into your own client pipeline. Automate the ordinary, amplify the extraordinary.
That's our complete breakdown of always-on agency. Build an AI-driven, asynchronous support and upsell agent for Nomads. Remember, automate the ordinary, amplify the extraordinary. Head to nomadlifesuccess.com/AI tools to access our full AI toolkit, including Dream Guide AI and LifePath AI. While you're there, check out our online courses and audio courses. Subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode.